Welcome back everyone to another handheld news recap. This week is going to be a little bit different than normal. We're going to go over some handheld news, but we're also going to cover some products as well as some Black Friday sales. We're just going to jump straight into it. So the first bit of news that I have is actually for One X Player. The One X GPU 2 has now shipped. If you're curious about the One X GPU 2, I did review it, so check out that video to learn a little bit more. I recently did a video comparing it with the One X GPU 1, so check that out if you missed it. I personally purchased one, so I'm excited to see it come here probably sometime in the later half of the week. Secondly, for One X Player, they've also started to ship the new One X Fly with the AI 370 and the AI 365, so I'm super excited for that one. I placed an order for that one as well, and it should be arriving roughly the same time as my One X GPU 2, so I'm looking forward to getting that one in, testing it out, and it should be shaping up to be the most powerful handheld of 2024. And while I'm mentioning One X Player, they also have a sale right now for their Black Friday. There's a few devices that have, I'll call it a modest discount, so you can check it out. They're like $90 off. So if you're not looking to get one of the newer AI 370s and you want to get one of the other devices, this might be a good option for you to at least consider or check out. Another thing that I'd recommend while you're at the website is check out their refurbished units to see what they have. I find that those discounts are pretty decent. Like the One X GPU 1 I think was like $150 cheaper than getting it new, so certainly a very decent discount. So take a look at those, see if there's anything you'd like. The One X Fly is not going to be able to hold the title for the only AI 370 handheld for very long because Ayaneo has just announced the Ayaneo 3. They haven't released the price, but we do know the specs as well as some of the features now. They've slowly been drip feeding us some updates. The first update was basically announcing that it's going to have the AI 370. They're also going to release another model similar to what they did with the Ayaneo 2S and the Geek 1S, where they have two different variations. So the Geek line is going to have the 8840 as well as an LCD screen, so we're expecting that to be the budget option that should come at a lower cost. And the flagship model, the Ayaneo 3, is going to have an OLED screen. It has controllers that are kind of unique where you can actually change out the A, B, Y, X buttons. So if you want to switch from an Xbox style layout to a Nintendo Switch style, you just have to lift the buttons and you can swap them, so you can change them to whatever you would like, which is not something that I've seen on a handheld, so that's kind of interesting. I'm curious to see how many people are going to enjoy that for emulation, or maybe just ease of use if they're used to using Nintendo products. Just like One X Player, Ayaneo also has some Black Friday sales where they have a number of devices that are roughly $100 off, maybe a bit more in some cases. So if you're looking to get a new Ayaneo device, now would probably be a good time to check out their online store. And for our last bit of quick news, we have some new drivers for Intel. This is version 6299. And it's a pretty modest update. We have some support for 2 additional games, Flight Simulator 2024 as well as Stalker 2. Moving on to the Legion Go, there aren't really any updates to cover. There's no software updates, no new drivers or anything, but we do have some Black Friday sales that I'll show you. Currently at Best Buy, you can get the Legion Go for $499 for the 512GB model and $549 for the 1TB. This is a pretty decent discount, so if you were looking for one of these, now might be a good time to jump on it. Or if you're looking to get a gift for a significant other or loved one on Christmas, now is a good time to pick this up just before the holidays start. For the Ally, just like the Legion Go, there isn't really much as far as updates go, no software or drivers to cover. But just like the Legion Go, there's also sales at Best Buy right now due to Black Friday, so you can get the ROG Ally or the Ally X at a discounted price. Right now you can get the base Z1 Ally. This is not the Z1 Extreme, just the base. It's going for $349 right now. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend that handheld even at that price. I'd rather say to go for the ROG Ally, which is going for $499 right now. And if you've been contemplating the Ally X, now is a good time. You can get that one also on sale, $100 off at $699. Aside from just the sales, I do have one accessory to cover for the Ally X, and this is the new mod case for the Ally X from jsaux. The mod case for the Ally X is very similar to the one that was for the original ROG Ally, but obviously a little bit thicker, and it's black now. If you're looking for a grip for your device to increase its comfort, but also at the same time act as a case, this is definitely a good option for you. There's also a couple of accessories you could put on the back. One of them is a kickstand, and the other one is for holding a battery. So let's take a look on the inside here. Once you pop off the lid, you're going to see a couple stickers that basically tell you to stop and to check the instructions. It says this in a number of places. This is basically making sure that you use these stickers to install the thing correctly so that you don't end up damaging it and that it has a proper fit. I'm not going to go super in depth on that in this little clip here, because if you do purchase one of these, you're going to see these clips pretty much everywhere, and it will have a QR code for you to check out the instructions. Long story short, the stickers are basically so you could pull it over the triggers without damaging anything, and also having it slide all the way forward so it doesn't end up with a weird bend. Once they're on, you want to remove the stickers so it doesn't look ridiculous, and then you should have it pretty much lined up and it should look pretty clean on the device. On the back, you can slide on an accessory like this one here, which is a kickstand, so it literally just slides on and then you have a kickstand that you could use. Or you can install this accessory that looks very similar to an Apple Watch wristband, and this is for attaching devices like a battery pack. And then you basically just lay down the battery, attach the straps like you would on a watch band, and then there you go, you have a battery pack attached to your device for extended battery life. The battery that I have attached here is a 65-watt charger from jsaux that we're going to go over in just a second. And the last part of the mod case is actually the cover. This is what'll turn your device into a case. You just have to line it up and it just clicks on. It's very simple. And now your device is good to go. You can toss it in your backpack. You may want to take the battery pack off, but you can basically throw it in your backpack and it's good to go. And lastly, here's a closer look at that jsaux battery pack. So this is compatible with basically any handheld, the ROG Ally, Steam Deck. It has a USB-C to charge, as well as 2 USB-A ports if you want to charge another accessory. And of course, the orange cord that's built in that I have tucked at the top there. It's capable of 65 watts of power delivery, which should work for most handheld devices, but just keep in mind you're not going to get that 100 watts for the faster charging. jsaux has a number of Black Friday sales. I'll leave a link in the description, so definitely check it out. They've got a lot of cool handheld accessories. The first product that we're going to take a look at is the Anbernic RG406V. The 406V was provided to me by Geek Buying. No money exchanged hands, but they did provide the device for me to test out for everyone. Looking at the 406V, it's a pretty sleek looking device. They've gone with a Super Nintendo kind of vibe when you're looking at the face buttons. The joysticks also have some RGB rings, which I kind of like. And they also went with larger modules, which feel quite a bit better than the previous models. The face buttons feel pretty good. They aren't too small compared to some of the others. The D-pad also seems to be pretty good. It seems like Anbernic has really got the D-pad down quite well. We also have our triggers and bumpers at the back that have micro switches and a fan to cool the device when under a heavy performance load. On the side, we have a macro button as well as a micro SD slot. On the bottom, we have a headphone jack and 2 down-facing speakers. And then taking a look at the other side, we have our power button and a volume rocker. And on the top, we have a USB-C port that's capable of display out. On the back side, we have 2 grips that pop out. I'm not 100% sure what I feel about them. They're all right, like you can grip onto it, but I feel like flat might feel slightly more comfortable to hold. Overall though, the device looks pretty good and it's fairly comfortable to use. The device itself runs Android, so you can take advantage of apps or games from the Google Play Store, including streaming apps for Steam, Game Pass, PlayStation, or whatever other streaming services you like to use. There's also an interface for your emulators. You can play games from the NES, arcade games, Sega Genesis, whatever, all the way up to the Nintendo Wii. I found the performance to be pretty good for most games. There was a couple that just did not run very well. It was kind of few and far between, but I did find a PS2 title that was having a bit of issues. Overall though, if you're a fan of the vertical retro style systems, the 406V is definitely a good option that you can go with, and you can play games all the way up to the Nintendo Wii with varying results on some specific games. Currently, Geek Buying has a sale for their Black Friday deals on the 406V, or if you prefer the horizontal style version, they do have one that's exactly the same except a horizontal layout, and that's the 406H. And that's something that just came in stock, so check out the links in the description if you're interested in checking this device out. The next device to take a look at for Black Friday is the RayNeo Air 2S. It's a device that I've previously reviewed, so if you're curious, check out that review. I'll drop a link in the description. They have a couple of products that are going on sale. The first one is the Air 2, which is going for $199 for the glasses. You can also bundle it with the Pocket TV or the Joy Dock, something we'll take a look at in a second. And the Air 2S is going for $319 for the glasses, but you can also bundle it with the Pocket TV or the Joy Dock, which we're going to take a look at right now. Links can be found in the description. First, we'll take a look at the Joy Dock. You get the Joy Dock, you get a clip for your Nintendo Switch, and a USB-C to USB-C port. For the Joy Dock, you just need to slide it onto the clip, and then you can attach it to your Nintendo Switch by just putting it in the center of the device. Then you just need to plug in the Joy Dock to the Nintendo Switch with the flexible USB-C cord. And the nice thing about the Joy Dock is it's also a battery bank, so just make sure that it's turned on and it will charge your device. After that, just plug in your glasses, detach the Joy-Cons, and then you can play Smash Brothers or any other game wherever you'd like. The second accessory is the Pocket TV. This is a device that's based on Android that you can basically download any kind of streaming apps and watch them on your glasses. It has a built-in battery, so it's standalone as long as you have a connection to the internet through Wi-Fi. You can plug in your glasses at the bottom as well as charge the device at the same time. It also includes a micro SD for your own media. When you plug in your glasses, it looks like a Google TV, kind of like Chromecast, or if you have a smart TV that runs off of an Android operating system. Because it's running Android, you can download a variety of streaming apps, so pick whichever ones you're subscribed to and you should be able to get access. You may want to consider an accessory like this if you want to save your phone battery, or perhaps you want something for your kids to be able to watch something while on a trip or sitting in the car. If you're also looking for some more accessories for either your phone or for your handheld PC, UGREEN is also having a sale where you can get some discounts on a few items. We'll cover just a couple very briefly. The first one is the 145 watt power bank. The capacity is 25,000 milliamp hours, which is just flight legal, so you should be able to take it on an airplane and extend the life of your handheld. It has 3 ports at the front, one that can do 140 watts, and then we have our USB-A for charging your phone, or a secondary USB-C. The secondary USB-C port, though, is quite capable. It can run your ROG Ally in turbo mode, which means that it's above 65 watts. And if you're looking to charge stationary, you can get the UGREEN 100 watt Nexode charger. I have this one. It's actually the first charger I had got from UGREEN, and it's very good. It's still working to this day. You have 3 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A, but if you want to charge at 100 watts, you want to make sure to use the first port. If you're looking for a light dock, they have the new Uno dock that has 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A, all capable of 10 gigabits per second. And then we have our power delivery and HDMI. And when I tested it for the ROG Ally, turbo mode is not an issue. I'm not sure that there's many docks that have that issue anymore, but I figured I'd show you just in case. And these last 3 accessories from UGREEN would make great stocking stuffers for Christmas. These are the magnetic power banks. This is the Uno series. So you can get a 15 watt that are perfect for an iPhone. And you can get that in pink or gray, which work pretty good. They have a little kickstand, so if you want to use it as an alarm stand or even just to watch a video, you can do so. And if you like the design but don't have an iPhone with MagSafe, you can also get another one that has 30 watts of power delivery, and this one has a built-in USB-C cord. And because this one's not MagSafe, you're going to probably just want to keep them both in your pocket together or just have it laying on the table. If you're interested in any of these power banks or any of the other accessories that I've covered for UGREEN, check the video description. I'll leave some links down below. If you're looking for a travel bag for your handheld, I've talked about this one a number of times. It's probably my favorite handheld bag, and that is the tomtoc sling bag for the Steam Deck. Although it works for pretty much anything I've used, it works for my Ally, Legion Go. I've even fit my X1 in there, which is pretty big. Currently, it's 20% off for Black Friday on Amazon, so definitely check this one out. I've talked about this bag a ton, and I really do like it. I would also suggest taking a look at some of the SSDs that are on sale on Amazon. I found a 2230 size, which would work with your Steam Deck or ROG Ally, and that's the Crucial P310. This is the 2 terabyte model that's going for 47% off at a total of $139. So if you're looking to do an SSD upgrade, definitely check this one out. For the MSi Claw, we have the Intel drivers, which we covered in the quick news, but aside from that, we also have some rumors that potentially the next Claw device is going to be announced very soon, specifically at CES, which is going to be taking place in January. None of this has been confirmed, it's just rumors at this point, but you know what, I'm going to be at CES this year, so if it's there, I'll share what I see with you guys. This new chipset from Intel definitely looks interesting, and hopefully we'll be able to give a little bit more competition to the AMD chips. And let's hope that MSi has learned from the original Claw and makes some dramatic improvements on this next generation. And our last bit of news is for the Steam Deck. Valve recently released a white OLED model that just basically got announced out of nowhere and came out. And from what I can tell, it seems to be pretty popular, and I have to say it does look pretty clean. Personally, I'm not going to be getting it because I have a number of other handhelds that I'm going to be probably picking up in the next few months, and my wallet simply can't handle another Steam Deck. Also, speaking of Steam Deck launches, recently Valve has now launched the Steam Deck in Australia, like 2 years later, which is great news for people that are living in Australia, because from what I've understood from people I talked to, they have to pay a significant amount more if they're going to be buying from a reseller, getting a new device, or they have to get it imported by somebody else and probably pay some large shipping fees. I'm not really sure why it took them so long to do so, but either way, I'm happy for our friends down south that they're able to get the Steam Deck now at an affordable price. There was also a couple of minor OS updates. I'll leave a link in the description for those that want to check it out. This video is getting a bit long, so we're going to end it over here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.